Hello guys and welcome back to Big Brother 26, and a lot has happened over the last couple of days, and this is your first highlight episode of week 3. We saw a brand new HOH take charge, we saw 3 new nominees hit the block, and a lot of interesting gameplay happening. Do they put Mackenzie up and force her to use this secret power? Does Quinn's deepfake HOH get unearthed? What is going on? But we've got all of that and more to come. So if you guys are enjoying these episodes and these recaps, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Doing all them YouTube things that you guys do so well. But until then, keep on ranting and let's get on with the video, shall we? So the first thing I want to talk about is the little mess that happened after Lisa's eviction. I still find it hilarious how her face was so... like, her eyes were saying, I'm going to kill you. But her face was going, okay, that's fine, I guess. Could you see the lasers like dashing out of her eyes? But interestingly, we found out why the vote switched from Angela to Lisa, and that's because they felt that Lisa was a bigger threat to the house than Angela was. And I feel like that is a very, very good point. Angela plays with her cards on the table. People know what she's thinking at all times. Whereas with Lisa, you never really know what's genuine with her and what's not. It really did feel like she was a good game player. So taking her out at this point is actually a blessing in disguise. However, Quinn really wanted Angela gone. Like, really wanted her gone. Because obviously, she knows his secret. But I feel like Angela, if she was going to reveal his secret, she would have done that by now. She would have. Especially after the whole Quinn, T-Core, and Angela debacle. I feel like it would have been revealed then and there. If she was going to do that. However, she hasn't. So I feel like she can be trusted with that information. And I still think if Quinn just had a conversation with her and brushed things over, it would be chill. It would be fine. So then we get Kenny telling Angela that he voted for her. And I really thought this was going to be more awkward. But she was like, it's chill. It's all good. Don't worry about it. But obviously in her head, she's thinking, oh yeah, everybody really wanted to save me. That's not quite true. They didn't necessarily want to save you. They just wanted to see Lisa gone. You were just a byproduct of that. So I feel like we shouldn't be taking that too seriously. We should just be thanking our lucky stars that we're here for another week. So it's time to talk HOH competition. And this one was the fairly standard balance beam exercise. It was what it usually is. Balance beamy, I guess, but it was entertaining in the fact that, like, I always love watching them slip over and fall, which is very sadistic of me, I know, but I do feel like it adds some kind of comedy and entertainment factor to this, as well as working out like strategies and things like that. I just find those kind of things really, really fun and interesting. But this was a unique challenge because they had to hit buzzers and rack up a score at the same time as remaining on the balance beam. So it wasn't necessarily about making it from one end to the other the quickest. It was about using the time you have to try and get as many points as you can. I thought it was a very interesting, unique challenge. And obviously Chelsea could not participate, but everybody else could. So we started off with T-Core. T-Core managed to get 9 points. And then Quinn came in and blew her out of the water with 18. And then nobody really did anything until Cedric came in. We had Brooklyn falling over multiple times, which was hysterical. And then we also had Mackenzie getting all the way to 21 points and then fumbling the bag so hard by just slipping and falling over her own feet. Oh my god, what a fat L that was for her. And then we had Cedric come in and he flew around the course. He knew the exact strategy that he needed and he managed to get 27 points, which is kind of interesting because we had T-Core on 9, Quinn on 18, and then Cedric on 27. There's 9 points between them. Very interesting if you ask me, but he flew around that course and he ended up winning the whole thing because no one else could top him after that. So yeah, our new head of household is Cedric. And honestly, I feel like Cedric is going to be a very interesting head of household. I feel like he's going to appease the house for the majority of the week. Depends on who gets taken down from the veto, though, to be fair. if he decides to take down someone, or if someone takes themselves down and he has to put somebody else up, I think that's just going to cause so many problems for him because he's not going to know who to put up. It's now getting down to the point where the easy people are being put up, but this extra third nominee is really jarring because you have to put up someone that you might want to work with. So with Cedric in charge, he already put a little bit of a target on his and Chelsea's back, which was kind of awkward. He kind of made a flippant comment of, oh, haha, the two people who were mascots first week, yeah, back to back HOH. And Chelsea was standing there like, why the would you say that? Why would you do that? Why would you put a target on our back like that? And I was like, actually, that's a very, very good point. Because if I'm sitting there and I'm hearing that, I'm going, oh, these two are threats. We need to get rid of them. I need to actually get them out of the house. And now. So I feel like that was interesting. And then we had Cedric and Kenny having a little bit of a discussion, a little conversation. And they decided to spill their secrets to each other, which I found really interesting. Cedric revealed that he was an intelligence analyst for the army or the Marines. I don't really know what the difference is between the army and the Marines. Is there a difference? I feel like there is. I've watched 20 seasons of NCIS and I still just don't understand the difference between Marines and the army. I don't get it. But I think that's because in the UK we have the Navy, which is like sea stuff, and then we have the army, but we don't have Marines. Are the Marines army people? And then the Navy is like the Navy? I feel like I'm chatting utter bollocks right now. But anyway, moving on. Cedric revealed that Kenny revealed that he is a DEA agent, or he was for many, many years. And then Kenny was like, yo, put me up, I want to go home. And I was like, huh? Huh? I thought we were past this whole sort of I want to go home bullshit. I hate the fact that he has come into this game, taken somebody's opportunity away from them, and then he's sitting there like, I want to quit. But I don't want to quit. I don't want to walk away. I want people to vote me out. I want to go home. And I was like, huh? I really, really don't understand that mentality. Like, if you're here to play, play. Don't just not play. That just seems so pointless and such a waste of time and energy on everybody's part. So yeah, that really rubbed me up the wrong way, I can't lie. So with Angela and Kenny being sort of certain nominees, he needs to find somebody to put up against them as a pawn, let's just put it that way. He goes to talk to Mackenzie first, and Mackenzie's like, yo, I actually have the power, and the power takes me down from veto. And he's like, oh, God. So putting her up, there's actually no point in putting her up, because she'll just take herself down. But that does remove the power, but it's not worth creating an enemy because of that. So then Chelsea's like, yo, I think you should put up Leah, because Leah and MJ, Mackenzie, were putting your name out there with me, being like, maybe we should put Cedric up. And I was like, rah, let me note that and tell him later. And we actually saw the clip in which they did say that. So it's on the tapes. They had it. It was proved. So you can't deny that, Leah and MJ. I think Leah would be a good third nominee. But obviously he goes to talk to her and he goes, oh, I want to put you up as a pawn. And she goes, no, I'm not doing that. And then he goes to talk to Rabina and she goes, hell no, I'm not doing that. What are you on about? And then he tries talking to Joseph in the middle of the night. And Joseph goes, no. And he goes, absolutely not. I don't want to start a trend of like putting me up as the pawn. So it's just a ridiculous just chain of events where he's just like, I don't know who to put up. And this is really bugging me now. And honestly, I think the smart decision is to just put up MJ, get her to use the veto. And then what's she going to do? The chances of her winning HOH next week are slim. So it isn't the end of the world. And Cedric is good enough to win competitions that he doesn't need to necessarily worry. Because he's now got 2 chances to take himself off the block. Not just one. So, an interesting little tidbit that we found out is that there are actually many, many nomances within the house, which I actually find quite funny. Usually, by this point, there's been so many showmances starting. In the last series, we had America and Corey, we had Riley and Matt, we had Jared and Blue. We also had Cameron and Red, although that wasn't so much of a showmance as a bromance. But you get what I mean. There's usually a lot of those kind of things going on. This season, nada. And I'm actually really happy about that. Showmances distract so much from the actual gameplay. And showmances never ever work out. They always just like get targeted and voted off. And then it's just over by that point. It's just, what's the point in having a showmance? Because you're going to be targeted and then you're going to be out of the game. So what's the actual point? Whereas in this series, it's like a little bit of a chain event. Because there are people who fancy other people, but those other people don't fancy them back. So it's just really, really awkward. So we have Chelsea, who really likes Cam. But Cam seems oblivious to the fact that Chelsea really likes him. Because Cam really likes Leah. Do you know who else really likes Leah? Quinn really likes Leah. And again, I don't understand it, because has Leah not been open about the fact that she's a chubby chaser? Like, these guys have not got a hope in hell. But then we find out that Leah likes Tucker, who is not a chubby man. So therefore, what's this chubby chaser thing about? I think we need to update that a little bit. And then we get like a little bit of a, oh, who's Tucker in love with? The fish. And then it's just him staring at the fish. Hilarious. Really, really funny. Sometimes the editing on Big Brother really does make me chuckle, and I do like that. But yeah, this was just such an odd segment, because I was thinking, actually, there's been no showmances in this series. We could have had one between Matt and MJ, but that was nipped in the bud straight away, which I'm kind of glad about, because I feel like that would have been insufferable. But yeah, nobody else has really gotten on board with someone else yet, which is very interesting to me, I have to say. I'm excited to see whether this does change throughout the course of the competition, but for now, I don't think anyone's wanting to get into a showmance, purely because I think they're focused more on the game, which I kind of like, I won't lie. So obviously, we come back to who is the third nominee, and obviously Tucker nominates himself and goes, yeah, I'll do it, Cedric. Chill, chill, chill. But I think you should do MJ. I think you should do MJ purely because it's a smart ass move. It is. It's a really, really like good tapped in move. Because think about it. Put her up, make her use the veto, take it down. America chooses who goes up. No blood on your hand. The only blood you've got is Mackenzie. And then do you know what you can do from there? You can just ride it out, because the chances of MJ winning in the next week are minimal. She's not been very good at these competitions so far. She didn't even make it past the first round in the first HOH. The second HOH, she was out fairly quickly again. And then this HOH, she fumbled the bag so hard. She wouldn't have won anyway, but she fumbled it. So she hasn't got a good track record in competitions. She did win the power, but that was a fairly easy one to win, I won't lie. So, yeah, I feel like this is just a poor move, putting Tucker up over MJ. But what are you going to do at the end of the day? So, when it does come to nominations, Angela, Kenny, and Tucker were the three that were nominated. And I gotta say, I'm sad that Angela's up again, yeah, but I have a feeling the house is going to go for Kenny this week. The reason I say the house is going to go for Kenny is because he wants to go home. But then he says in his confessionals that he doesn't want to go home, and he's actually not ready to go home. And so I just sit here and I'm like, what is your gameplay here? What is going on? Because you are telling me one thing, or you're telling the players one thing, and then in your confessionals you're saying a complete opposite, jarring, conflicting statement that's like, oh, I'll still play and I'll still put on a show, but like, I want to go home. And I'm like, huh? How? What? Why? Why not just throw the competitions and go home? Like, what is the point here? What is the point of staying? Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Kenny. I think Kenny's the biggest letdown for me. I thought he was going to be a really, really great competitor, but some people just aren't cut out for this show. And unfortunately, Kenny, you're just one of them. But that is all we have time for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, doing all them YouTube things that you guys do so well. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And I will see you guys in the next episode, whenever that may be. But until then, keep on ranting. And I'll see you guys later. Bye now.